Hello students, I am Mom Rose. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell for you to be updated on my upcoming videos. Happy learning! This video is all about the second conic section, Parabola. The topic parabola is not new to everyone, so we will just have to recall all of the parts here. Parabola is a set of all points in a plane equidistant from a fixed point called the focus and a fixed line called the directrix. So we have a sample graph here. So if this is our parabola, our focus here is this point, and this is our directrix. Again, this is our focus, and this line here is called directrix. Next is vertex. Vertex is the midpoint of the perpendicular segment from the focus to the directrix. So when you say midpoint of the focus and the directrix, it is found in the middle portion of this segment. So this point here is our vertex. Now we have the axis of symmetry, line that passes through the focus and the directrix. Looking at our graph here, there is this line that passes through the focus, the vertex, and the directrix. And this line is called the axis of symmetry. This is also the line that divides the parabola into two mirror images. Latus rectum is a line segment through the focus perpendicular to the axis of symmetry. Here's our focus here and our line of symmetry here. This segment here is perpendicular to the axis of symmetry and passes through the focus. Therefore, this is our latus rectum. Remembering all of the parts of a parabola correctly will help you all throughout this lesson. So memorize these parts before you proceed. That is all for today. Thank you and see you in our next video lesson. Hello students, I am Mom Rose. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell for you to be updated on my upcoming videos. Happy learning! In this video, we will learn how to graph parabola. In graphing parabola, there are two cases of our vertex. One is if it's in the origin, that's 0, 0, and the other one is any point of the plane, that's hk. If our vertex is 0, these are the following forms that we will see. On the other hand, if our vertex is hk, these are the forms that we will see. Noticing the forms, we have here y squared and the other one is x squared. As you can see, if it's positive here, then the parabola opens to the right. If it's negative, it opens to the left. Same here below, we just place k here and h here. If it's positive, it still opens to the right. If it's negative, the parabola opens to the left. Now in terms of x squared here, if it's positive, the parabola opens upward. If it's negative, it opens downward. Same here below, we just place here h and then k. If it's positive, it still opens upward. If it's negative, it opens downward. Now we will be using the following forms for us to be guided in our graphing. X squared is equals to 12y. This is in this form. That means to say our vertex is 0, 0 and our parabola is opening upward. Plotting that one here, that's 0, 0, and we will label V. Now going back here, This is equivalent to 4c. So we have to get the value of c here. So we have to divide both sides by 4. Therefore, our c is 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now we will be using this value to get our focus. 3 units upward is 1, 2, 3. Therefore, this is our focus. That point is 0, 3. Now we will be using C again to get our directrix, but it's going down 1, 2, 3. So since our directrix is a line, we will just place here a line that is 3 units below our vertex. Now since our directrix hit the y value -3, the equation of this line is y is equals to -3. Next is our axis of symmetry. Our axis of symmetry is still a line that contains the focus and the vertex, which is perpendicular to our directrix. So this is the line. This axis of symmetry hits the x value 0. Therefore, the equation of this line is x is equal to 0. Next is our latus rectum. This is in the formula for c. But if we only want to get half of it, we'll just have to use 2c. Now 2 times our c is, from above, is 3. That is equal to 6. So we have to count 6 units from the focus. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our end point here. It is 6, 3. 6 units to the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's -6, 3. Now we just have to create a parabola from the vertex going to the endpoints of the latus rectum, and this is our graph. Let's now proceed to number 2. This form is the same as this form. So our vertex is still 0, 0, and the parabola opens to the left. So we will plot first our vertex here, label V. Then we will get the value of our C. This portion here is our -4C, as you can see here. So that's -4C is equals to -6. Divide both sides by -4. And our C will be +3/2, which is equal to 1.5. So from the vertex, we will count 1.5 units to the left. So that would be 1.5 here. So that point is -1.50. Next, we will still be using 1.5 to get our directrix. So on the other side here, we have to count 1.5. That would be 1.5 here. Again, the directrix is a line. So we'll just have to place a line containing that point. So since that line hits +1.5 in our x, therefore the equation of our directrix is x is equals to 1.5. Next is our axis of symmetry. Remember that our axis should contain the focus and the vertex, and it should be perpendicular to the directrix. So this line is our axis of symmetry. This line here hits 0 in the y-axis. Therefore, our equation for this line is y is equals to 0. Next is the latus rectum. It is in the formula for C. But in here, we will just get half of it. So it's 2C, which is equal to 3. Therefore, from the focus, 1, 2, 3 units here, that's negative 1.53, and then 3 below, 1, 2, 3, that's negative 1.5, negative 3 here, and then we'll just have to create a parabola connecting the endpoints of the latus rectum and the vertex. And this is our final answer. We are now on number 3. This form here is just the same with this form. Therefore, our vertex here is HK. This is our H here and this is our K. So that's 3, 4. And the parabola opens downward. So we will plot our vertex first. That is positive 3 here and then 4. So this is our vertex. Next is we will get the value of our C. Again, this portion here is our negative 4C. So negative 4C is equal to negative 10. And then divide both sides by negative 4. That will give us C is equals to 5 over 2. So that is equal to 2.5. Using our C, we will just count here downward 2.5. 1, 2, 0.5 here. So our focus here is 3 and then positive 1.5. Now we will use again our C to get our directrix. So we will count 2.5 units from our vertex. So it is this point here. Remember, our directrix is a line. So we'll just have to create a line passing through that point. This is our directrix. Now this line passes through 6.5 in the y-axis. Therefore, our equation is y is equals to 6.5. Next is our axis of symmetry. Our axis of symmetry is this line since the vertex and the focus passes through this line. As you can see, it hits the value 3 in the x-axis. Therefore, our line of symmetry is x is equals to positive 3. Next is our latus rectum. Again, it is in the formula 4C, but we will just use 2C to get half of it. So that's 2 times 5 over 2 is 5. Now you have to count 5 units from the focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8, positive 1.5. And then the other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this point here is negative 2, 1.5. And we will just connect the endpoints of the latus rectum to our vertex to create this curve. And this is our final answer. Now we have here this form. This is very similar to this form here. That means to say that our vertex is in HK. Now our H here is this portion here. So 5, and our K, since it's positive, so we'll place negative 4. And our parabola opens to the right. Plotting that one, we have here 5, negative 4, and label V. Now this portion here is our 4C, as you can see in this form. So that is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 4. Therefore, our C is 2. Now we will be using our C here to get our focus 2 units to the right. So it is in this point. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7, negative 4. And then we will also be using C to get our directrix. So 1, 2. Our directrix should be a line. So we will just have to create a line passing through that point. As you can see, our directrix hits the value 3 in our x-axis. Therefore, our equation here is x is equals to positive 3. Our axis of symmetry is the line containing our focus and our vertex. So it is in this line. Now we just have to fix the points here. So this line here is our axis of symmetry. As you can see, this line hits the value of negative 4 in our y-axis. Therefore, our equation here is y is equals to negative 4. Now let us get our latus rectum. It is in the formula 4c, but we will only get half of it, so that is equal to 4. Now we will count 4 units from the focus. Up and down, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This point is 7, 0. And the other one, 4 units below, 1, 2, 3, 4. This point here is 7, negative 8. And then we will just have to connect the endpoints of the latus rectum to the vertex, forming a curve. And this is our final answer. That is all for today. Thank you and see you in our next video lesson. Hello students, I am Mom Rose. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell for you to be updated on my upcoming videos. Happy learning! In this video, we will get the standard form of a parabola using the given properties. Find the equation of the parabola with vertex at the origin whose properties are given below. I will be plotting here our vertex, and we will be using this plane here for us to visualize each given below. Let's start with A. Length of the latus rectum is 10 and the parabola opens downward. Now since our vertex is in 0, 0 and it opens downward, we will be using this form. That is, x squared is equal to negative 4cy. Now, our latus rectum is equal to 4c. So, in our form here, 4c will just be substituted by 10. Therefore, our final answer is x squared is equal to negative 10y. Now, let's proceed to B. Equation of directrix is y equals 8. That line is found in the y-axis. So that is in this portion. This is where our directrix is located. That means to say, our parabola opens downward. In that case, we will still be using the same form. That is x squared is equal to negative 4cy. Now remember that our c is the length from the vertex going to the directrix. So our c here is 8. And then we will multiply negative 4 and 8. That will give us negative 32. Therefore, our final answer is x squared is equal to negative 32y. We are now on letter C. Focus at 0, 4. 0, 4 is found in the y-axis. So it is here. It is in this point. Now that means to say, our parabola opens upward. Therefore, we will be using this form here. X squared is equal to 4cy. Now, our C is the length from the vertex going to the focus. So, we will just substitute our C with 4. So, that's 4 times 4. And then we will just copy Y. Now 4 times 4 is equal to 16. Therefore, our final answer is x squared is equal to 16y. By the way, our C is the distance from our vertex going to the focus. At the same time, it is also the distance from the vertex going to the directrix. Let us now proceed to D. Directrix is x equals 7. So, it is found here in our x-axis. So if this is our directrix here, it means to say that our parabola opens to the left. In that case, we will be using this form. Y squared is equal to negative 4cx. Now our C is the distance from the vertex going to the directrix. Therefore, our C is 7. Negative 4 times 7 is equal to negative 28. Therefore, our final answer is y squared is equal to negative 28x. Now, we are given here graphs of parabola. We have the red parabola and then the blue parabola. Let's start with number 1. As you can see, the vertex in our first parabola here is 6.5. That means to say it is in HK and it opens downward. Therefore, we will be using the form x minus h quantity squared is equal to negative 4c multiplied to quantity y minus k. Substituting the values here, our h is 5 and our k is 6.5. So we'll just have to replace our values here. Our h is 5 and then our k is 6.5. Now remember that our c here is the distance from the vertex going to the directrix. So we have here 6.5 going to 7.5. Therefore, our c is 1. So we have here x minus 5 quantity squared is equal to negative 4. Our c is 1 multiplied to y minus 6.5 is 13 over 2. Let's make it into a fraction to make it more formal. Therefore, our final answer is quantity x minus 5 squared is equal to negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And then we'll just copy y minus 13 over 2. Let us now proceed to the red parabola. As you can see, our vertex here is not in the origin. It is in HK and the parabola opens to the left. Therefore, we will be using this form here. Quantity y minus k squared is equal to negative 4c multiplied to quantity x minus h. Substituting here our h and k, our k is 4. So we have here y minus 4 quantity squared is equal to negative 4c and our h is negative 2. So minus negative 2. Let us copy quantity y minus 4 squared is equal to, again our c is the distance from the vertex going to the focus. So from negative 2 going to negative 4, that is 2 units. So our c is 2 and then x, negative times negative is positive. Therefore, our final answer here is quantity y minus 4 squared is equal to negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 and we'll just copy x plus 2. We are now on number 3. The parabola has focus 11, 8 and directrix x equals negative 17. So I have here a plane for me to visualize the given. Our f here is 11, 8 and our directrix is in this side x equals negative 17. Please take note that our vertex here is in between the focus and the directrix. So we have to get the middle point of these 2 points here, the middle point of the focus and the point here in the directrix. So to get that point, we'll have to get the average of our x values. We have 11 and negative 17. So 11 plus negative 17 all over 2, that is equal to negative 6 divided by 2. Therefore, our vertex here is negative 3, 8, which is in this point here. Again, our vertex is negative 3, 8. Our parabola opens to the right, and since it is in HK, we will be using this form. That is, quantity y minus k squared is equal to 4c multiplied to quantity x minus h. Now we will just substitute here. Our k is 8 and then our h is negative 3, so that's x minus negative 3, and then we will get the value of c. Again, our c is the length from the vertex going to the directrix, or it could also be the length from the vertex going to the focus. So we have here negative 3 and the negative 17. The distance from these 2 points is 17 minus 3 is 14. So our c is 14, and then we'll just copy here x. Then negative times negative is positive 3. Therefore, our final answer is quantity y minus 8 squared is equal to 4 times 14 is 56. And then we'll just copy x plus 3. We are now on number 4. Our vertex is negative 1, 4. And our line of directrix is y equals 5. So I have here a plane for us to visualize the properties. Our vertex here is negative 1, 4. So it's in this point here. And this is our directrix. That means to say that our parabola opens downward. And since it is in HK, we will be using this form here. That's quantity x minus h squared is equal to negative 4c multiplied by quantity y minus k. Substituting the values, our h here is negative 1, so that's x minus negative 1 quantity squared, and then we'll just copy 4c this time. Our c is the distance from the vertex to the directrix, so that is 1, and then our k is 4. So we have here as our final answer, negative times negative is positive, so that's quantity x plus 1 squared. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4, and we'll just copy y minus 4. That is all for today. Thank you and see you on our next video lesson.
Hello students, I am Mom Rose. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell for you to be updated on my upcoming videos. Happy learning!
For today, we will discuss about standard form to general form and vice versa. General to standard form. First thing that you have to notice is the variable with the exponent 2. So in this one, we have y. Therefore, place all the terms with the variable y on the left side. So we have y squared plus 2y and then transpose the rest to the right side. Remember that in transposing terms, you have to change the sign. Now on the left side, we have to complete the square. So let us write this one first. And then we have to focus on our middle term to complete the square. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is positive 1. Remember that you also have to place it on the right side to maintain the equality symbol. We can now factor this out. This is y plus 1 quantity squared is equals to, let's bring down negative 12x, and then negative 25 plus 1 is negative 24. As you can see, there is still a common number in our right side, so we'll factor it out. So we have negative 12. So we will be left with x, and then negative 24 divided negative 12 is positive 2. And this is our final answer. We are now in letter B. As you can see, the variable x here contained the exponent 2. That means to say all terms with variable x shall be placed on the left side while the rest on the right side. So we have here 2x squared minus 12x is equal to, from negative y it will become positive y, and then from positive 16 it will become negative 16. Now on the left side, 2 and negative 12 has a common factor, which is 2. So we will place it outside the parenthesis. 2 divided by 2 is 1x squared, so we don't have to write 1. Negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6x, and we will just write down whatever is on the right side. We can now complete the square. Allow me to just write this one first. Now we have to focus on our middle term. That's negative 6 divided by 2. It's negative 3 squared. That's positive 9. Remember, there is still a number outside here. So we will add up 2 times 9 on the right side. We can now factor this left side here. So that's 2 quantity x minus 3 squared. Again, we got negative 3 from negative 6 divided by 2. And this is negative 16 plus positive 18. So that's positive 2. Now dividing both sides by 2, we have here our final answer. Quantity x minus 3 squared is equals to y plus 2 all over 2. We can now proceed to standard to general form. We have here quantity y minus 3 squared. So that means to say we have to multiply y minus 3 to itself. And then we will just copy whatever is on the right side. That's 7 quantity x minus 8. Doing the FOIL method, we have y times y, that is y squared. Y minus negative 3 is negative 3y. Negative 3 times y, that's negative 3y. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. I will distribute 7 here, so that's 7x. 7 times negative 8 is negative 56. Looking at our left side, we have here like terms, so negative 3y and then negative 3y, a total of negative 6y. And then we will just copy the rest. A general equation must have 0 on one side, so we just have to copy y squared negative 6y, and then from positive it became negative 7x. Copy 9. From negative it became positive 56 equals 0. We can still simplify the numbers here, so we'll just have to copy y squared minus 6y minus 7x, and then 9 plus 56 is 65, and then copy 0, and this is our final answer. Same thing in letter B, we have to multiply x plus 2 to itself, and then we'll just copy whatever is on the right side. Now doing the FOIL method, we have x times x, x squared. X times 2, it's positive 2x. 2 times x, that's again positive 2x. 2 times 2 is positive 4. And we'll have to distribute here negative 8 times y, that's negative 8y. Then negative 8 times 5, it's negative 40. Now we still have like terms on our left side, so that's 2x plus 2x, that is equal to 4x, and we will just copy the rest. Remember, in general form, all terms must be on the left side. We have here x squared, bring down 4x, and then from negative 8y it will become positive 8y, bring down also 4, and then from negative 40 it will become positive 40. Now we can still simplify the numbers here, so we'll just copy x squared plus 4x plus 8y, and then 4 plus 40 is 44 is equals to 0. And this is our final answer. That is all for today. Thank you and see you in our next video lesson.
Hello students, I am Mom Rose. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell for you to be updated on my upcoming videos. Happy learning!
In this video, you will learn how to graph parabola given a general equation. We have here number 1. Notice that y is raised to 2. That means to say all terms with variable y will be placed on the left side. That's y squared plus 12y is equal to the rest of the terms will be placed on the other side. So from negative 5x it became positive 5x, and we just copied negative 16. Now we will copy first everything before we complete the square. Focus on the middle term. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 squared is 36. Also write that one on the right side to maintain the equality symbol. And we can factor this out now. Y plus 6 quantity squared. And then negative 16 plus 36 is positive 20. Now we will first factor out 5 here since it is common. So 5 quantity, what's left is x. 20 divide 5 is 4. And this is our standard form. Since we already have the standard form, we will just look at the choices here. As you can see, it is very similar to this form here. So that means to say our vertex is HK, where our H is, that's plus 4, but in the form it's minus 4, so we make it negative 4 because negative times negative is positive. Same with K, that will become negative 6, and our parabola opens to the right. So we will plot first our vertex here, negative 4 and then negative 6. So it is in this point here. Let's label V. Now this portion here is our 4C, which is equal to 5. As you can see in the form, so we will divide both sides by 4. Therefore, our C is 5 over 4, or in decimal, that is 1.25. So from the vertex, we will count 1.25 units to the right. So that is from here, 1.25. Our focus is this point. And that point is 1, 2, negative 2.75, negative 6. Now our directrix is also 1.25 units from the vertex, but it is in the other direction. So it's here. So we will just have to make a line passing through that point. As you can see, this line passes through the x value, negative 5.25. Therefore, the line of our directrix is x equals negative 5.25. Now, our line of symmetry passes through our vertex and our focus. So we'll just have to create this line here. And this is negative 6 in the y-axis. Let's just fix our points here. So our axis of symmetry is y equals negative 6. Now let's get our latus rectum. The formula is 4c, but we will just get half of it. So it's 2c. 2 times 1.25 is 2.5. So from our focus, we will count 2.5 units. So it's this point here. It's 1, 2, 3. So our first point is negative 2.75 because it is in line with the focus. Negative 3.5. And the other one is 2.5 here below. So that point is again in line with the focus. So that's negative 2.75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, negative 8.5. And now we will simply connect our endpoints of the latus rectum, going to the vertex, forming a curve here, and this is our final graph. In number 2, as you can see, our x is raised to 2. Therefore, all terms with variable x should be placed on the left side and the rest will be on the right side. So from positive, it became negative 24, and then we just copied 51. In here, 5 is a common factor, so we'll take it out. What's left is x squared, and then 30 divided 5 is 6. And then we will just copy whatever is in the right side. Now we are ready to complete the square. Before that, we will copy first the following. Focusing on our middle term, 6 divided 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Don't forget to also write it on the right side, but there's still 5 outside. So we will add 5 times 9. We are now ready to factor this. It's x plus 3. Again, that is 6 divided 2, 3. And then 24y, 51 plus, this is 45. So that is 96. Now we can still factor the right side because there is a common factor which is negative 24. So we will take it outside. What's left is y, and then 96 divided negative 24 is negative 4. Then we can divide 5 to both sides to get our final standard form, and that is quantity x plus 3 squared is equal to negative 24 over 5 times quantity y minus 4. Now looking at our standard form, it is similar with this form. That means to say our vertex is in hk, where our h is positive 3, but in the form it's negative, so we'll make it negative 3. And then our k is 4, and our parabola opens downward. So I will plot first our vertex, negative 3, positive 4. So it is in this point. I will label this one V. Now let us get the value of our C. Remember that this portion here is our negative 4C. So that's negative 4C is equal to negative 24 over 5. Now we have to divide both sides by 4. So that is negative 24 over 5 we'll make it into multiplication and we will reciprocate 4. So that is positive 24 over 20, which is equal to 1.2. That means to say that we have to count 1.2 units downward to get our focus. So 1.2 here, so it's in this point. 2.8. So this point is negative 3 and then 2.8. Now we will still be using 1.2 to get our directrix. So from the vertex, we have here 1.2. So it is in this point. And then we just have to create a line passing through this point. As you can see, this line here passes through 5.2 in our y-axis. Therefore, our equation is y equals positive 5.2. Now, let's get our axis of symmetry. This is a line that passes through the vertex and the focus. So, it is this line hitting negative 3 in our x-axis. Therefore, our equation here is x equals negative 3. Let's now proceed on getting our latus rectum. Again, the formula here is 4c, but we will just get half of it, so we'll use 2c, and that is 2 times 1.2 is 2.4. So from our focus here, we have to count 2.4 units. 1, 2, 0.4. So that is this point. That's negative 5.4. And then this point here is same with the focus. So it's 2.8. And then the other one is, let's count 2.4 units here. So it is in this portion. Now that is negative 0.6. And then same with the focus, it is in line with 2.8. Now we'll just have to create a curve here connecting the end points and then the vertex. So this is our graph. That is all for today. Thank you and see you on our next video lesson.